One unelected judge, one courtroom, and suddenly your vote, your voice, and your president's agenda are put on ice. This is the reality of nationwide injunctions. They allow a single federal judge to block laws and executive orders for every American, not just the parties in the case. That means a judge sitting in an urban courtroom in New York City can effectively set policy for rural farmers in Nebraska, people who had no say in the case and whose lives may be impacted in ways the judge never even considered. On Friday, President Trump filed an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court after a single district judge issued what the administration called a backdoor nationwide injunction, blocking the deportation of alleged members of a Venezuelan gang that has been designated as a foreign terrorist organization. The administration warned that the order is forcing the United States to harbor individuals whom national security officials have identified as members of a foreign terrorist organization bent upon grievously harming Americans. One judge overriding the commander-in-chief and putting Americans at risk. Nationwide injunctions are a relatively new judicial power, nowhere to be seen at the time of our founding of the nation. They first emerged in the 1960s, and for decades were used sparingly, only 63 issued into the mid-2010s. However, they exploded in popularity during the first Trump administration, with 64 injunctions issued. That's more than half of all nationwide injunctions that had been issued until this point. What's more, 92% of nationwide injunctions were issued by Democrat-appointed judges. Now, in his second term, President Trump faces over 15 nationwide injunctions within the first 100 days. That's more than the Biden administration faced in its entire 4-year term. The numbers speak for themselves. Justice Neil Gorsuch called it gamesmanship and chaos, and he's right. Here's how it works. Liberal groups file lawsuits in friendly Democrat-run courts. They find one judge, just one, and demand their ruling apply to the entire country. The result? Policies you voted for shut down by people who were never elected. This isn't justice. This is Lawfare 2.0. And it's time to stop it. That's why Congress must pass the No Rogue Rulings Act. This bill does one simple thing. It restores the constitutional limits on judicial power. Judges will be mandated to rule on the parties before them, no more and no less. It's time to end rogue rulings. It's time to restore the separation of powers. And it's time to protect the America First agenda. Tell Congress, pass the No Rogue Rulings Act. America First, always.